Hello everyone, Arianna here. Welcome to Wellness TV. I will guide you through some drills today for the shoulders, for achieving just more shoulder strength and also shoulder conditionings and warm up for handstand. All the equipment you need is going to be a couple of blocks, a mat, and also I have here with me this elastic band. They are very easy to find online. They are just a couple of pounds, and I really like them because you will see as we start, I'm going to take the band in my hands in here, and I'm going to pass the band over my head and behind my back, in the front of my chest, over my head and behind my back. Now I'm going to turn on this side so you can see that meanwhile I'm doing this action, I'm keeping my arms fully extended. I'm not arching my back, I'm not looking up or looking down, and I'm not curving. My spine stay neutral. So it doesn't really stay straight because I always say there is nothing in your body that is straight. And funnily enough, we have this thought about handstands, how, we search for the straight line, but everything in our body is a curve. So just remember this. We're going to go for 5 more. Pass the band over the head and behind your back, without just compromising any line in your upper back, middle back, and lower back. 4. Forward and back. 3, 2, and 1. On the next one, we keep the arms extended forward, and we are pulling the band outwards. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We bring it over the head and we keep the extension in the back with the band. And we try to think that we want to pull the band away, so outer, towards the outside. So we are not shrinking the shoulder blades. We are trying to resist the band, want it to close behind our back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it over the head and then release. Now with the palms up towards the ceiling, we're taking a shorter part of this band and we're bringing the elbows very close to the torso in here, and we're opening and closing, opening, 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 opening. So again, towards the outer part, away from your midline of the body, we're opening, we're going 20, 19, 18. And this is very good, especially for conditioning the shoulders, the top of the shoulders, where in yoga we are required to do a lot of push-ups motions. So always try to do the warm-up exercises, the conditioning exercises. They are very, very beneficial. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Arms over the head. Take big circles. We will use the band in a minute again. Just position it on your side. Bringing the arms across your chest, over the head, and out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we reverse the direction. So maybe you went outer before, you're going in, out, and over. In, out, and over. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then arms alongside the biceps, alongside the ears in here. We want to do a few shoulder pumps. So shoulder pumps, again, this is something that completely disconnected, is purely from the arms, is disconnected from your torso. So meanwhile I move my arms, you see, I don't want to move my chest as well. I almost pretend that my arms are moving backwards. I fully extend my arms and somebody's pushing them forward. So I'm resisting this push. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Stay with it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Shake your hands. Circles. So we are making circles, arms fully extended, biceps to the ears. We are going one direction for 10. So imagine is your fingertips drawing circles towards the ceilings in here. Notice that in a lot of, in mostly our practice during yoga, we keep a down dog position, right? So change the circles. The arms in downward facing dogs are quite wide. The width is quite a lot. While when we work on handstand, this should be our width. So the biceps to the ears, I draw in and I push. So you will agree that this distance in between my arms is quite shorter instead of like a downward facing dog where my arms, once they are on the mat, they are wider. Just remember that in here. Biceps to the ears, arms fully extended, pushing. We gaze up, we hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Shake your hands. Now from here, meet me into just an all four position. So again, shoulders on the top of the hands, always, all the time, all the time. I want to spread my fingers quite wide. And I want almost to grasp the mat, like as if I had tiger paws, or like if I was Spider-Man or Spider-Woman. I want to really grasp the ground in here. And I want to see my fingertips. Now, I have nail varnish today, but if you don't have any nail varnish, you can see when you grasp the mat and the ground, your fingertips are almost becoming like a little bit white because, of course, your weight is going on the top of your hands. You want to feel the weight on the heel of your hands, the knuckles, and the fingertips, evenly distributed. In order to achieve this, we have to have very good alignment, shoulder on the top of the wrist, hips on the top of the knees. And in here, I want to understand protraction and retraction. So retraction, imagine your shoulder blades are squeezing towards one another in our cat-cows, and I'm gazing forward. So there is a collapse, kind of like the upper back. Protraction, I'm pressing the palms towards the ground. I'm engaging my core. My upper back becomes really rounded, and I'm gazing towards the space in between my thumbs. Retracting here, gaze forward, and then protract, push away, push away, push away. So in handstand, we want to have this protraction all the time. We want to have the feeling that we are pushing because all our weight will be on the top of our hands. Notice the difference between the length of my foot and my ankle thickness in comparison to my wrist, and the length of my foot in comparison to the length of my hand. So my hand is shorter, my foot is longer. Now, one thing you might not notice when you walk is that by walking, you are automatically grasping your toes to the ground. It's something that we are not aware unless we think about it when we walk in order to find the balance, because we are so used to walk that we don't even think about it. But even if I was standing on one foot, I will have to compensate with the other foot, and my toes will do this kind of motion. So the same is for the hands, because what we're trying to achieve is we're trying to put all the weight of this body onto something that is by nature shorter and smaller. So smaller as in the wrist and shorter as in the length of the hands, while normally I walk on my feet and my ankles are thicker. So in here, how do we get lighter on our hands? By having good alignment with our shoulders. So push the ground away, protract, and then retract. Really collapse, protract. We are going for 10. Really engaging the core, tummy to the spine. So tummy is going up towards the ceiling, and then collapse. 9. And then let it go. 8. And let it go. Feel how everything is really engaged and pushing. 7. And let it be. 6, and relax. 5, keep gazing in the space in between your thumbs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We hold, we push and hold. Tuck the belly button in, gaze in the space in between the thumbs in here, and push. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one, and relax. So one more tip I would like to give, especially if you have natural hypermobility, which is in my plank or in my all four position, I'm constantly aware that I need to keep slightly my elbows bent, because if I extend them, this is my elbows extended and they are popping out towards the front of the mat. So if you are exactly in the same situation, you don't want to place too much pressure on the elbows, letting them popping out towards the front, but you want almost to lock them in a way that even if it's a slight bend into the elbows, it gives you more stability and more of like a natural kind of like a long line without bendy elbows anywhere. From here, we are going to take our blocks and we're going to do few push-ups from an all four position. So again, shoulder mobility, warm up, very important, but also the shoulder strength. How do we really push and engage? How can we create the strength for the scapula and the shoulder to be able to achieve a certain movement? So I'm taking the blocks underneath my hands, and I take them, the block is three-dimensional, so can come on the longest height, medium, or completely flat down. So adjusting for your own body, I'm going to start with the highest part of the block. The knees are down on the ground, and then I'm gazing forward. I'm bending my elbows, and I want to send my chest down towards the ground. In here, elbows are not popping out, but they are coming towards the side of my body, the side of my torso. On the inhale, I prepare. On the exhale, I push, and I come up. We're going to do 5 of these. Chest down, gaze forward or down, up for 5. You can also bring your heels with you, down for 4, up for 4. 3, with control, inhale, and when you have the maximum effort, exhale. 2 more, inhale and exhale, push. Make sure that the blocks are really stable. Inhale, exhale, push. Stretch it back for a moment. And then take the blocks on the medium size. Again, really hold the block so you have stability and is not your palm slipping away. In here, come into an all four position. Chest is going down, elbows in, gaze down, push up. 5 more. Down, belly in, and up. 3 more. 1. Push. 2. Push. Really good also to learn how to properly do Chaturanga. So the elbows are staying in and up in here. Stretch back for a moment. And then we take the lower side, so you can efficiently check yourself. You can come from the lower, the medium, start from the lower, the medium, and the highest, and see where you are, see where you have to work towards, and you can have like a plan on how to progress, or maybe if you're working with an injury, how to regress it at the moment. So you can always be your best teacher in every situation. Pushing down for 5 and up. Round it. So when you come up, like always trying to round. 4 and push up. 3 and press. Press the ground away so you are lifting your body up. 1 more. Down and up, rounding. Stretch it back. From here we take our friendly elastic band. So as well, when we stretch the shoulders, and I really always stress about this in the class, if you don't like the bind, or if you find it that is a struggle or is pulling your fingers and constantly bothers you, then you have 2 options. Is either you take a belt or this elastic band, arms alongside the ear. In this case is my right arm. I bend my right arm and I reach with my left arm just behind my back. In here I can take this bind in order to stretch my shoulders, or if I don't have a belt, I can take my own top, my own bra, my own t-shirt, and in here I can reach with the hands as well. If the hands is not comfortable reaching for the back of my top, I can wrap my left arm around my waist, and in this situation in here, I also have my right arm stretching. So you don't need any equipment. If you have a top, you can use your top. If you have a belt, you can use your belt. If you have a anything else, you can always improvise. In here we are stretching one arm, the other arm. And then if you have this elastic band, what you can do is also you can open the arms wide. One arm is bending and the other one is extending. And in here you can stretch. In my case, my right arm is bending and extending. My left arm is almost like it's pointing, is an arch, right? It's almost like if I wanted to throw an arrow in here, and only my right arm is bending and extended, bending and extending. And then we switch. So we make less space for the left arm. Right arm is fully extended. I extend and I bend. I extend for 5 and bend. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, you guys. So for just a quick recap, remember, every time we are in a down dog position, our arms are, chances are, that are like quite away from our ears. When we work with handstand, our arm position is going to be completely different. Remember, if you have hypermobility, try to slightly bend your arms when you are in any plank position, so this doesn't happen, doesn't push forward. Also, remember the weight. It has to be evenly distributed from a cat-cow or from a handstand position all over your hand. In the same way, where if you were walking, the weight will not only be distributed on your heels or on your tippy toes, because your balance will go either back or forth. So it has to be everywhere. Your fingertips are tiger pose. Imagine you're really grasping that floor, and in the same way that you do with your tippy toes. So maybe pay attention when you walk, and pay attention to your tippy toes and see what they do when you're walking around. Remember protraction, we want to really utilize all the strength that we have in our shoulders, and make sure you condition, you stretch your shoulders, and you make that scapula and the shoulders really, really strong in order to allow you to handstand like a professional. Thank you so much, you guys. I hope you enjoyed these drills. See you very, very soon.